Right, guys, we are live. I think, yes, we are live. So, welcome to tonight's late night agenda after Liverpool beat Leicester City by 2 goals to 1. I am, of course, your host, Craig, and you're very welcome along to tonight's late night stream. This is a show where we talk about the things you want us to talk about. This is your show. So, you let us know the topics you want to have a chat about. We're happy to address anything Liverpool related. I'm sure you guys will want to have a talk about today. The perfect start the Reds have made to the Premier League campaign. I know that's what I'm here for. There's some things, yes, we could brush up on, a few things we could perhaps improve as we go forward, but all in all, guys, it's 4 games gone, 4 wins for Liverpool, just one conceded, and if memory serves me right, 9 goals scored. We are sitting on top of the table as things stand. That can, of course, change tomorrow if Spurs go out and bag a hatful against Watford. But look, as things stand, we're top of the table, perfect start to the season. I couldn't be any happier. I've got to be honest, guys. I couldn't be any happier with the start that Liverpool have made to this Premier League campaign. We looked at the fixtures beforehand and we thought to ourselves, yeah, you know what, we could probably take maximum points from these, but you've still got to go out and get them. You've still got to go out and get those points, get the job done. And that's what we're doing now. That's what we're seeing with this Liverpool team. We're getting over the line. We're getting the 3 points. Perhaps in games last season, the season before, where we might have dropped a point. We could have gone there today, capitulated after that error from Alisson and ended up with a 2-all draw, but we didn't. We seen out the game yet again, much like we did against Brighton. We got the 3 points. It's job done. I can see a couple of people coming into the chat already. Rian is in. How are you, Rian? And Paul Turner is in. How the hell are you, sir? Hope you've enjoyed your Saturday. Seems like a long time since we spoke, guys, from the game earlier on. It actually feels like a lifetime between the game and now. But look, we are here. Lee is in the chat as well. Lee, how are you, sir? Dharma is in. Mane having a Salah-esque season. He's on fire, isn't he? Fair play to him. 4-4. We couldn't ask for much more than that. James Milner needs a contract extension, says Alpha. He's been brilliant. Jimmy Milner has been absolute quality since he's come to the club, and he just keeps getting better with age, doesn't he? It's brilliant, and I'm glad to see the first few comments tonight are positive, because after the game, guys, going into the post-match show that we did, you'd swear we lost. Some people were not happy at all. Some people were, I don't know, angry for some fucking reason. I don't know why you'd be angry when Liverpool are 4 games in, 4 wins and 12 points on the board. Stephen Greer said, this season we take our time, which is true. Absolutely, mate. We just keep ticking along, doing what we're doing, getting the points in the bag, and that's all we can ask for. Paul Turner said, got the win, that's the important thing, and we're still top. Pepper Reds in the house. Good evening, sir. Evening, Craig, and soon to be in Reds. And Antico is in the house. How are you, Ant? I hope you had a lovely Saturday, mate. Hi, Craig. Hope you've had a good day. Currently having a few points. Why not, mate? I mean, why not? Enjoy your few points. We've won. The job is done. You can sit back and relax now for the weekend. Mad seeing moaners when we've got 12 points from 4 games. It's always going to happen. It's always going to happen, mate. I don't understand it. You can never please everybody, and I'm over the moon. I am over the moon with the start Liverpool have made to this season. The only thing that frustrated me a little bit today, I suppose, and it's a very minor thing, was Salah missing that opportunity in 4 minutes. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm programmed now to just expect Mo Salah to put the ball in the net, but that disappointed me a little bit. But look, we still went on and we got the job done. I think Joe Gomez has been amazing so far, said Stephen. That is a quality comment, mate. He has, you're right. I'm glad to see that what we spoke about on our stream today and the kind of things that we were agreeing about Joe Gomez, much like Stephen said, was reiterated when I went into Twitter and I went into the journal world and stuff like that, and I started looking at articles and I started looking at other people's comments. It was great to see that we all seen the game in a similar way, and that everybody was, you know, forthcoming with the praise of Joe Gomez, because he's been absolutely brilliant so far this season. Hopefully he keeps fit, which is the main thing. If he keeps fit, no sure thing that he's going to keep progressing. He's going to keep learning and playing alongside Virgil van Dijk. And today, if we're being honest, he was the better of the two. And that's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just quality. That's a good thing to say. Mike Hines said, to be honest, I don't think Alisson is comfortable on the ball, but he does have the precision to target the players. He is, to be fair, Mike, I think he feels he's very confident on the ball. And he probably is, but some of the things that I think he may have gotten away with in Italy, for example, and it's probably something he's going to have to learn. He may have that extra split second or two on the ball. The Premier League is it's really unforgiving. Players just close you down. They don't give you a second. It doesn't matter if you're 2-0 up or 3-0 up. Players are going to hound you and run you down. It's something he's got to learn. Nobody can cover up that mistake today. None of us can excuse it. It was a mistake. It was made. We hope he learns from it. As Klopp said, he knew it was going to come at some stage, but he didn't think it was going to happen the week after last week. So look, we'll park it up, we'll move on, and we'll hope it doesn't happen again, or at least not for a very long time. Pepper Red said, I found it funny how other fans wanted to jump on Alisson's cock up. Fuck them, mate. You know my answer to other fans. Always. It's always going to be the same thing. Let them come and have their sly digs, but I don't give a fuck what they have to say. I really don't. I'm only concerned about what other Reds are saying. And there's none of us can defend it. Look, there's none of us can defend what he did. He can't defend it. Nobody's going to try and defend him. It was a mistake. It is what it is. DZB is in the house. How are you, sir? Great to have you with us. Lars is back. Lars, hope you're having a nice Saturday, my friend. West Ham is down in a dark period. I feel sorry for them, said Lars. It's been a really poor start, you're right. I did say at the start of the season I thought it was going to take them a while to bed in all those players. And I still stand by that, but 4 games, nul point. It's not a great start for them, is it? And I'm sure Pellegrini's going to have a few sleepless nights down there in London. Would you consider wearing an umbrella hat when it rains, when it's dark, or would you wear a police helmet with the blue light on top? It's a really good question, Mike. I'm digging that question. I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind the umbrella hat, if I'm being honest, Mike, if it's on offer. I could definitely go with the umbrella hat when it rains. Yeah, definitely better than the police hat anyway. So yeah, I'll take the umbrella hat if it's on offer, please, Mike. Pellegrini's the first head on the block, said Pepper Red. Yeah, I don't know if can you get rid of him that quickly? Honestly, can they? They have to back him. After spending as much money as they did this summer, getting the players in for the manager, they have to give him time. They would look like absolute fools if they went and got rid of the gaffer that quickly. Paul McCormick is in the house. Paul, how are you? Crosby Red is in the house as well. Great to have you with us. And who else have we got? Lee is in the house. Lars Mossy Wassy is in the house. How are you, sir? Let's just hope the international curse ain't gonna hit us. I hope you're right. I really hope we can get through this one without any injuries or any little niggles picked up, because we don't need them. Not that it's ever good to pick up a fucking injury, but these international breaks are a curse. Not just for us. I mean, we've got to be honest. They're a curse right across the board. In other news, Heung-min Son and South Korea won the Asia Games, so it looks like he will get a pass from doing the national service, so that'll be a bit of a boost to Spurs. Do you meditate, mate? No, I absolutely don't, Alpha, mate. I haven't got time to meditate. Not at all. I wish I did. I could do with some meditation at times, absolutely. I know I look like a Buddha. I could do with some meditation. I could do with chilling out, but no, sadly I don't. I should learn though, I really should. Does Hank Marvin Hank, or does Hank Marvin? I mean, if you're hungry, mate, Mike, go and get something to eat, if that's what you're getting at. Anthony Peter says, another good 3 points. Glad Alisson had his major mistake early on in the season. 12 points playing at 70%. Can't wait until we reach 100. And that's my way of thinking as well, Anthony. Rather than look at the negatives of the situation, I tend to look at it exactly like you did. We're after getting 4 wins playing at, as you said, 70%. We can only get better. And when we get better, what's going to happen? Yes, we could time this perfectly, guys. We have that really tough run in October. And maybe our form will time and hit just at the right time. Mickey Friars is in the house, said good to see everybody. Crosby Red said, strange that even after Alisson's mad moment, I'm still confident he'll be great for us. As am I, Crosby Red, because everything he's done so far has been quality. He's been commanding in his box, he's made the saves he's needed to make, and what happened today happened. And said, we've got 12 and 4 games and haven't yet come close to our top gear. Our rivals should be terrified. As they should, mate. As they should. It's us and Chelsea so far, 4 out of 4. Spurs to come tomorrow. If they can get a result at Watford, then it'll be 4 out of 4 for them as well. Joe Gomez looked outstanding today, said Nabil Fekir. He did. You were absolutely right, and you're not the first and you won't be the last, I'm sure, as well, to say it in tonight's chat. He was absolutely brilliant. Really, really good today. Great to see him progressing. And look, playing with VVD can only do that to him. Pepper Red said well done to Son Heung-min as well. Yeah, congratulations to him and South Korea on winning the Asia Games. I know how much it meant to him. You could see it in him, how much it means to him to win that and get that national service finished with. Yeah, Andre, honestly, mate, my predictions for Egypt versus Niger would be kind of like I haven't got a clue, mate. I mean, Honestly, I haven't got a Scooby-Doo what to expect from Egypt versus Niger. I often wondered how you whisper with a keyboard, Pepper. Yeah, that's true actually. We know how people shout, but how do you whisper? That's a good answer actually. It's a good question. Man City struggled a bit to get 3 points. Rafa unlucky. Yeah, I didn't watch all of that game. I watched the first half. I was flicking between that and the Bayern Munich game, and yeah, they weren't great, but look, they got the job done. Is it only me, or did you also notice we're not playing a full throttle football so far this season? It looks like we don't want to commit too many players up front to have more balance. You're not the first person, Mike, to say that to me, mate. I actually got a message with pretty much exactly that today from somebody else. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I wonder if it's a lot of this is to do with saving legs as well, because we burnt ourselves out last year and the year before. So I wonder if Klopp is looking to perhaps save the players' legs for a long season. As long as we keep grinding out the results, we will hit patches of form eventually. We will get into the style of play or the quality of play that we're capable of. But whilst we're not whilst we're not playing at 100%, grinding them out will do me. Favourite breakfast meal, Alpha G, mate? I don't eat breakfast, mate. Breakfast for wimps. I haven't got time for breakfast. Cup of coffee, that's about as far as my breakfast goes. Easy 3 points for Burnley tomorrow, said Mossy Wassy. I'm really interested to watch that game. I'm not going to lie, I cannot wait to see what happens there. Stephen Greer said, I hate international breaks. As do I, Stephen. It's going to seem like a long 2 weeks, mate, without the Reds. Couldn't give a fuck about international football, man. I really couldn't. The World Cup was just a way of seeing through the summer until the Premier League started, but it's not for me, I have to be honest. Paul said, Grobler had his moments, but we didn't do too bad when he was with us. Absolutely. Absolutely. When you have a goalkeeper that does what we're asking him to do, and he does a little bit more than that, to be fair. He's a little bit extra fucking loopy, but when we have a goalkeeper that wants to play that way, we've seen it as well with Manchester City's keeper. Sometimes the keepers will be closed down, sometimes they will make errors, but you've got to balance that with the times where they set up goals or the times that they start attacks. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. As long as he does his jobs between the sticks, as long as he can keep the ball out of the fucking net from that sense, and as long as he can come and command his box, anything else from there is a bonus for me. There's no denying he made a mistake today, but there's also no denying that he's had a pretty decent start as well. Danny Wrigley said, what did you think about Liverpool today? Come on, you Reds. Job done, Danny, mate, is all I can really say. I thought we looked really bright at the start of the game, particularly obviously the first 5 minutes when we had that great chance. Firmino had a shot saved, ball parried from Schmeichel to Mo, who slotted it wide, should have scored. I thought we looked bright, but in fairness to Leicester, they have a young team there, a young hungry team as well by the looks of it, and they're gaining experience all the time. I think as the season goes on, and Maddison and players like that get to know each other that bit better, they're going to be harder and harder to play at home, so good to get that one out of the way. Leicester are always a tough away day. Great that Jamie Vardy wasn't playing, I'm not going to lie. And it's 3 points in the bank, and I can tell you what, other top 6 teams are going to go there and struggle this season, so I'm glad we got it out of the way. Not a great performance, but 3 points is 3 points, and that's all I'm concerned with this part of the season. Owen Jones says, Joe Gomez was my man of the match, but Henderson had a shocker. I'm not being funny, he should be benched now for all he does is kick it back. We had some of this earlier on as well, Owen, and I'm going to be, what's the word? I'm going to be calm about this because I feel like I need to give everybody a chance to air their views on here. So I personally didn't think he had a shocker, if I'm being honest. I thought Bobby Firmino had a shocker. I thought Henderson was average. I'm not going to say otherwise. I don't think he was brilliant. I don't think it was one of his better games. But I honestly don't think that anything that happened in that field today that stopped us from getting to top gear had anything to do with Jordan Henderson. Now that's just my view. I thought the midfield at times was bypassed because I thought Leicester were pressing us high, and what we should have been looking to do was play around that press into midfield, and that would have given us space to get at Leicester and get our runners in behind because there would have been space from Leicester pushing up. Instead, what I seen that we were doing was launching diagonal balls or launching balls up the line that were giving Leicester a chance to win the ball in the air, and Leicester were winning a lot of the second balls. That's what I seen today anyway. So the midfield at times were taken out of the game, and it was our own fault occasionally. That's just how I seen the game. Of course, everybody will see the game differently, but I would disagree on respectfully that I don't think Henderson was that bad today, nor do I think he was great. Hessa is in the house. Hello everyone. I'm upset about Alisson's mistake, but I'm glad he quickly owned up to it, admitted he was wrong, and said he won't do it again. So there you go. I won't be a lunatic again, guys, I promise. I've got that mad shit out of my system now. I've no more Murdoch from the 18 from here on in. I'm full on Hannibal. Calm down. I'm going to be zen, I'm going to be focused, and no more of that shit. So there you go. He's done. Job done. He knows he's made a mistake. Great to have you with us, by the way, Hessa. Thank you for joining us again. Mickey Fryer said, heads up Reds, we are top, unbeaten, 100% in points, not even out of first gear. We should be happy as a pig in shit. And I certainly am. I am absolutely over the moon, mate. I mean, look at this face. This does look like a face of a very happy man. I'm glad that Alisson made this mistake now and can learn from it, said Joanne McDermott. Absolutely. If players are going to make mistakes, it's great that they do them and it doesn't cost us anything. I couldn't agree any more with that. None of us want players to make mistakes, but if they're going to do it, get it out of the way in a game when we're 2-0 up and we see it out and get the 3 points. How's my fellow Reds feeling tonight, said Liam. Liam, I am tickety-boo, buddy. I am flying high. I hope you're doing well. Hessa said, some other keeper who's more expensive than Alisson couldn't keep 3 goals out of his net. Enough said. I still think it'll be 2-0, or it'll be 2-0 Salah and El Haini will score. Okay, for Egypt, mate. I hope so. Always going to be supporting Egypt now that Mo's playing. Or Mo's a red, I should say. Brandon, didn't you have keyboard issues, Brandon? Wasn't that why you didn't have a spanner anymore? If memory serves me correct. Didn't you have issues with your keyboard, buddy? Get back to me on that one. I could be wrong, but I think it was you that was having issues with your keyboard. Blue Tick Gaming said, I was watching He Who Shall Not Be Named stream earlier on, and he was talking about Jose mocked by Klopp. Some people were on the chat, was asking what did Klopp say, and he replies, because Liverpool's sitting at the top. I don't know what to say, mate. He's a special case. That's all I can really say on that one. He's basically just one lifelong version of somebody jumping up and down on the spot saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, give me attention, mate, give me attention, my mammy didn't breastfeed me, look at me, look at me, look at me. That's all he does. From one end of the day to the next, he gets up and he sits at his computer and screams for attention. And people are silly enough to give it to him all the time. Gino played worse than Henderson. He's the captain, so he's naturally going to get more scrutiny. I think he meant Genie, but again, I don't think any of our midfield were exceptional today by any means. I think the 3 of them were fairly average. Milner was probably the most involved, but yeah, they weren't great, none of them. But I think they were taken out of the game a lot of the time. Nabil said, I feel like the lack of support Trent gets may cost us a few this season. That's a good point. Mo Salah doesn't have that defensive responsibility that the other 2 forwards have. So I'm sure the system addresses that somehow. Perhaps we as lay people aren't seeing what this system is doing, but I'm sure Jurgen Klopp realises that, well, he knows he's given Mo that freedom to stay up, so I'm sure somebody is supposed to drop in there to cover him. And yeah, like you, Nabil, I don't know who that is and I don't know what the system entails, but I do understand where you're coming from, and again, it's something that a couple of people have mentioned, particularly because he's so young as well. You would like to see somebody there to give him a hand. David said, I think Henderson does a lot more than you give him credit for. He worked his socks off. Maybe he's not the best technically gifted, but he does a hell of a lot on the pitch. If that's aimed at me, David, I think you've got me mistaken, mate. I've forever defended Jordan Henderson on streams, mate. And I look at the stream from earlier on, I spent 10 minutes screaming at people who were moaning about him. I've nothing but respect and love for Jordan Henderson. I've been somebody who's constantly said I want him to be the captain of Liverpool Football Club, and somebody who constantly says having managers like Gareth Southgate, his international manager, and Jurgen Klopp constantly picking him for teams and keeping him as captain, although look, Kane was captain of the World Cup in that sense. That tells you a lot about the guy. He's there for a reason, and he's there because he's an exceptionally good footballer. Ant said, I thought Genie was poor second half, especially, but the whole midfield were, I don't know, we're sane, losing possession, but we will learn. We're the same, I think he meant to say. Bloody hell, everyone needs to chill out, said David McCall. We're all good, buddy, relax, it's Saturday night, we're all kicking back here, just getting things off our chest. We'll have them all turned around by the end of it, David. Don't you worry, mate. Yeah, there you go, Brandon. Done. Hopefully your keyboard is fixed now, buddy. I like that. Pepper Red said, I saw that too on the stream that shall not be named. It's a case of bitter ears and bitter eyes. Raptors in the house, how are you, sir? I hope the dogs have gone out for a walk and had a little wee buddy. I hope you've been treating them well, and I hope you've fed the people down in the cellar. Maureen has become a parody of himself, said Anthony Peters. Look, fuck them, fuck them, fuck United. It's all about the Reds. Today is about another 3 points in the bank. And as people have said, we haven't won 4-0, we haven't won 5-0. But you know what? We've ground out a 2-1 away win, which puts us top of the pile. And that is more than enough to keep me happy. I want to see Craig versus he who shall not be named in the boxing ring. As I said, it will be a waste of everybody's time and money because it will be a 10-second event. Do you know what though? To be fair, line him and Logan Paul up. Tag team, and I will kick fuck out of both of them one after each other inside a ring for charity, of course. I don't want any money for this. I'm doing this for my generation. But look, in all honesty, he's an idiot, and Logan Paul, as I've said many times, is an absolute fucking idiot as well. But this is about Liverpool Football Club, not about boxing rings. If we had an average game, but even if we had an average game, we'll still win. I'll gladly take that, said Tybok. Madison surprised me, said Pepper Red. He was excellent. I have to say, he was very good today, James Madison. I've been impressed with him for a start of the season for Leicester. Didn't know much about him when he was at Norwich. I wasn't somebody that followed him in the Championship. I'd heard the name. I'd heard a lot of top clubs were looking at him. Leicester pulled the trigger. I think it was £12 million if I remember correctly. And it seems like a good bit of business for them. And they're building a nice young team there. So fair play to Leicester as a club. Get rid of Mahrez, get top whack from, bring in Madison, bring in another couple of young players. Ben Chilwell coming through, looking very well for them as well at left back. So they obviously brought in young Ward as backup to Kasper Schmeichel as well. So, you know, they've got their head screwed on there at Leicester. They're trying to run that club the right way, build for a sustainable future. He should not be named defended. Klopp and said that Mourinho should shut up and take care of his own team. Mourinho's just deflecting. That's all he's doing. He's deflecting away from himself, and he's trying to put pressure onto everybody else, and he's like, just think of him as another version of he who shall not be named. Somebody who needs to just jump up and down all day and say, look at me, look at me, look at me. Did you see Mbappe's goal today? It was amazing. I'm starting to get scared of him, but then he got a straight red after pushing a player. Neymar's antics are starting to rub off on him. I was looking at the score and I seen the PSG were 2-0 up away to Ames, and then they went back to 2-2, and then they went to 3-2 up when Mbappe scored, but I didn't see any of the goals. How do you become a mod? Buy yourself a moped, get a nice jacket, and go back to the 60s is the best advice I can give. No, in all honesty, it's for people who have been here since we started, or people who have been here a really long time, mate. And basically, it's just a little thank you from us to them for all their support, and they, of course, help us as well by booting out trolls out of the chat. Madison would have been a good replacement for Lallana. I think what may have done James Madison to Liverpool, and look, this is just guesswork, because we were looking at him, there's no surer thing than that. He picked up an injury right at the end of the season for Norwich, and I wonder perhaps did that put pay to us looking at him seriously. Brandon said, Craig, I'm going to the Liverpool versus Spurs game at Anfield. It should be good. It absolutely will, mate. It'll be a belter of a game. I'm really jealous that you got tickets to that, so enjoy it. I watched that a bit back, Craig, and you were right in the frame, mate. Good point, well put. I watched that back a bit, Craig. You were right in the frame, mate. Good point, well put. Not sure what you mean, Raptor, but I'm taking the credit for whatever you're giving me credit for. Don't worry. I just don't know what you mean. I don't get all the negativity up the red, said Mickey Friars. Hendo Captain Fantastico, said Lee. There you go, Lee. That's the attitude, buddy. A bit of love. Tippy said probably can't beat Spurs playing like this. Decent performance and turn this performance around. Yeah, look, the Spurs game, whatever happens, going into that Spurs game, it's going to be a tough game. Let's be honest. Even if we're going into this game in flying form, going away to Spurs, it's going to be a tough game. It is. It's going to be a tough game. And if you offered me a point now, I've got to be honest, I'm taking the point. We can go there and win. But you know, Spurs are a very good team as well. And they've shown on the day that they can beat us as well. So I'm not going to be cocky or arrogant going into that game because I know it's going to be a very, very tough game. If you offered me that point now, I would take it and I'd push on. You need a bit of luck to win these games. City done it last season with late wins. It's how you challenge for the title, but there are many other ways to do things. Kang Ozzy said one player back, Chamberlain, and we'll be destroying teams. Again, that'll be another great option for Klopp. Again, it'll be another player to save legs when other players are getting tired after Christmas. Will we have an Oxlade-Chamberlain back? Yeah, it'll take him a while to get back up to speed, but you know, he will have had no game time in his legs, so a little bit of a bonus there for Klopp, or another option for him after Christmas perhaps. That's if he is back after Christmas. It could be a bit longer. And we also have young Ryan Brewster as well, coming back in November. So he'll make somewhat of an impact as well, and he'll be hungry. He'll be wanting to prove himself. Wrigley Mick said, "Howie everybody, great win today. I think credit has to go to Leicester. That was the best they played this season. We were poor, but still one bodes well for the rest of the season. 12 out of 12 with regards to points. Leicester were good, Mick. That's a fair point. And sometimes we don't give opposition teams credit when we're on here. Sometimes we just come on and we just say, you know, Liverpool weren't at it today, or we weren't at our best. So I'm glad to see you came on and gave Leicester some credit, mate. That's very, very big of you, and you're absolutely spot on. We do overlook other teams at times. Can Mbappe do it at Anfield? That remains to be seen. I'm really, really looking forward to that one though. 18th of September. It's going to be an absolute belter of a game. Cannot wait. When did we last win our first 5 matches? Said Crosby Red. I honestly haven't got a clue. Jesus, I don't know. I know we haven't won our first 4 since 1990 or something now, since we've won our first 4, but other than that, 5 in a row, I couldn't tell you. Stephen Greer said, I've subbed since last season. That's great, mate, thank you. I appreciate you being a subscriber that long, I sincerely do, and there are sometimes we perhaps miss people in the chat, and look, I'll be keeping an eye out now over the coming days and weeks, mate, and if I notice you back in, of course I will hit that blue spanner, mate. I just have to be honest and say maybe I've missed you in the chat and that, but you haven't jumped out at me or haven't recognised the name a lot, and look, that could be completely my fault, buddy, but in all sincerity, thank you for being here with us. Blue Tick Gaming said, 22 days of craziness for Liverpool. Which match are you looking forward to the most, and which one will be the difficult one? I honestly think the next game will be the most difficult one. I honestly do. I think Spurs away is going to be a very tough game. It doesn't matter when it comes in the season, it's always going to be a tough game. Looking forward to the most? Probably either the City game or the PSG at home game. Either one of those two would do rather nicely. It's the games you want to be in football for. I mean, you're in the Champions League, you want to be playing the best of the best, so bring on your Paris Saint-Germains, bring on your Napolis. That's what we're here for, baby. We're here to take on the best. Ant said, what makes me happy is rival fans and managers are all talking about us, and their fans are livid. We're picking up scrappy good wins. Exactly, it's very un-Liverpool like over the last 15 years to be doing this, and let them moan, let them call us jammy, let them say we poxed our way to a 2-1 win, let them say whatever the fuck they want, because they can't change the points total and they can't get back points that they've already dropped. Eric Warry said, good away win, we've room for improvement, makes us a bigger danger. Brandon Kelly said Liverpool to top their Champions League group. Do you know what, Stephen? It probably is my fault, mate, so there you go. A little 4 out of 4 gift from me to you, buddy, and thank you for staying with us. Can Mbappe do it at Anfield? That remains to be seen. David Dallow said, everyone is looking at the group and saying we have a hard group, but So do they. Think Champions League finalists, they should fear us as much as we fear them. That's right. We are the fucking Champions League finalists, David. A very good point. And not just that. We are the team who went out there last year handing out spankings left, right and centre. Going across to Porto and beating them on their home patch and destroying them on their home patch. Banging in goals left, right and centre. We were an absolute force last season. And teams should be wary of us. Teams should fucking fear getting Liverpool. And as you've kind of suggested in your post there, everybody would have wanted to stay away from us in pot 3. We were the one team in that draw that nobody wanted from that pot. And I'm not worried about this group. We may finish second. I'm not going to arrogantly say we're definitely top in the group, but we're definitely getting through. That's how confident I am. I mean, I'm really confident we're getting through this group. And from there on in, let's see how the cards fall. Whatever happens, happens. Lee is looking forward to PSG at home. It's great to be able to sit back with pressure off for the weekend knowing Spurs have to go to Watford, who are playing well. Yeah, they've shocked me so far this season, Anthony. For them to go and get 3 out of 3 so far, it's a fair play to them. It's a great job. It was your rant, for want of a better word. That's what I was referring to, Craig. Oh, apologies, mate. I do have them occasionally, and I know at times, sometimes I can go over the top on people. I should pick my battles a bit more carefully. Naby should have started today, said Brandon. Yeah, I don't think any of the players that started the last 3 games deserve to be dropped today, because like you said, they were all excellent, but today he probably cemented his place back in the team from the time he came on. He did make that bit of a difference. How long have you been on, Craig? Half an hour, mate. Just over half an hour. Excuse me, buddy, but how do I pronounce your name? I really want to get it right. Is it Enheloko, or is there a way you could phonetically spell that out to me, buddy, so I can help myself pronounce it? Because I don't want to mispronounce your name. I feel like I'm insulting somebody if I'm mispronouncing their name. Gomez man of the match for Crosby Red, and I am right with you there, my friend. And I think most of the people in the chat probably are as well. In fact, I've yet to meet somebody or talk to somebody today who has said differently. Jace Roberts is in the house as well. Jace, how are you? Great to have you with us, sir. Seen a lovely post from Jace earlier on, actually. 20 years with his missus, or 20 years together with his missus, which was lovely to see, and it was a beautiful post of him and his missus when they were in school and right through up until now, whether they're married with kids or they're together with children. It's great to see, buddy. I really enjoyed the post, and congratulations to you both. It's our best start to the season since 1990. 28 years. Enjoy it. Yes, I am. Pizza, tea and beers, and new handbag for the missus, says Mickey. There you go. I mean, if that isn't a good Saturday all around, then what is? Raptor deserves more diet chavs. Kang Ozzy said, hit the like button, people. Oh, I just want to say a massive thank you as well to everybody who helped us out today. We have passed 3,750 subscribers now, so we're well on the way towards 4,000, and thank you so much to everyone that's helped us out, to new subscribers, to people that have shared our posts, to people that have let people know we exist. Thank you to each and every one of you. It really does mean a lot to us. Martin O'Neill said, this is a very real possibility. We could be 9 points clear of both Arsenal and Manchester United this time tomorrow evening. Love it. And that's a lot. Even the 6, even if it remains at 6 or one of them drops some points, that's a lot of points already at this point of the season to be ahead of them. So, you know, again, more reasons to be positive, Martin. We can beat Spurs, no problem. We didn't get going today and still won, says Hero of Quatch. We can definitely beat Spurs, but it's by no means a gimme. They're a very, very good team. Very well organised. An excellent manager, know their jobs, and, you know, at home as well. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to go there. The 80s was the last time we won 6 in a row, said Wrigley Mick. Jesus Christ, we're really going back now, aren't we? The 80s. Crosby Red said, Leicester surprised me. Didn't look like they were missing Vardy. Imagine if they hadn't sold Mahrez and Vardy had played. Yeah, they'd be really fucking good, wouldn't they? Thank fuck they didn't, though. Gary said Alisson's mistake will make him, Craig. Hope so, Gary. I hope so. I hope it's taught him something anyway. I don't know what that lesson's going to be from his point of view, but maybe it's just a bit more calmness, a bit more less risk taking at times. He wasn't a great ball back to him as well, but even saying that, he had every opportunity to clear that ball. This time last season, 4 games in 8th place, 7 points, 8 goals scored and 8 goals let in. This has to make you feel better, said Anthony. It does, Anthony. It actually really does, mate. So thank you for posting that in. 8th place last year with 7 points and 8 goals scored, 8 conceded. And here we are now this season in 1st place. 12 points, 9 scored, 1 conceded. Well done. Great post, mate. Thank you for sharing that with us. Greg said, hello everyone. God, we played bad today, but that's what we have become. That's why we've become better. Last year we would have lost that game. Exactly. And we won it. We won it. There you go. Got the job done. Points on the bank. We move on. Liverpool were first on match of the day, said Pepper Red. So, I mean, wow. That hasn't happened in a while. Although we were the first game of the day, to be fair. So, they had lots of time to get the editing done and get it ready. I thought the Foxes were much better than United, said Eric. Blue Tick Gaming said, I'm happy with the results, but we've got to be honest, our performance has not been great since the decent start of the season, and hope Klopp must have noticed this and we improve. Let's look back actually. The first game, handy enough, 4-0 win. Brighton, yeah, wasn't bad. I think we've got over the line, we've done what we needed to do. I'm quite happy, to be honest. I don't mind grinding that result at 70%. Keeping the ball out of the net is really important to us, because if we can pinch games this season 1-0 or 2-0, then that's a big plus to us, because it doesn't put all the pressure on our front line then to be scoring 3 and 4 every game, knowing that we're going to concede 1 or 2, which is the pressure they were under in recent times. We never won the first 5 matches of the season, ever. Just looked, said Mickey. Greg said, ambivalent feelings about our performance. For me, I've forgotten about the performance already, mate. Honestly, it's all about the points, and for me now it's 12 points out of 12. We could, if we play well in the next game, everybody's forgetting about this performance. Khalil said, Craig, what do you think of Mo's performance today? In my view, he was nowhere near his best. I agree. He wasn't, nor was Bobby Firmino. Sadio Mane, to be fair, he's had a really bright start to the season, but I can't explain why, and I don't know why. I just know that there's more to come, and that's a good thing. So if we can keep eking out wins while perhaps our best players aren't performing to the levels that they can, then that can only be seen as a good thing. Ian said, good result for you boys today. Thought Leicester played pretty well, but just missed Vardy up top. It was a good game, Ian, to be fair, and Leicester were very impressive. A lot of love as well for Ben Chilwell and James Maddison. A lot of Reds today complimenting them and how well they played. Again, the noise of the home crowd was excellent. It was a good game, a good solid game of football. We weren't at our best, but Leicester fought and fought and fought, and we're happy to get out there with the 3 points. Why would anyone listen to opposition fans' opinion on us, said Lee. Exactly. I couldn't give a fuck what they have to say, Lee. Unless, of course, there are people who come in here and are friendly with us and come in for a chat. But I mean, people who come on to banter us or take the piss, fuck them. Fuck each and every one of them. Because they're only doing it because they wish they were Liverpool at this moment in time. Or because they see us as a threat. Wrigley Mick said, big bonus of these 4 games so far is Joe Gomez getting better and better with each game. Pepper Red said, Ian, that was our toughest game so far. Ian, I'm almost 99% sure, mate. Aren't you a Leicester fan? I'm 99% sure I'm right on this one, and if I've got you wrong, mate, apologies, but I'm 99% sure you told me the other day you were a Leicester fan. In which case I'd love to know more detail from you about how you've seen the game today. I know you gave us a quick recap there, but a little bit on James Maddison perhaps, because he was very impressive. Teams will fear us in Europe, not us fearing them, said Mossy Wossy. And damn right. I mean, they should fear us in Europe. I mean, European football is suited to our style of play, so it's all good, guys. It's all good. And if we do lose, if we do go to Spurs and drop points, or if we do go to Spurs and get beaten, then let's not let our heads fall off. It's not the end of the fucking world. Going through this season unbeaten was never realistically going to happen. So we got to just move with it, roll with the punches. If we get a draw at Spurs, if we win at Spurs, or if we get beaten at Spurs, don't let it pull your heads off, or don't let your heads fall off over it, guys. We move forward. Lots to look forward to. Kill for Hire said, good evening, you beautiful Reds. Job done today. Exactly, well summed up in one line. It was, job done, and we move on. I love that tonight's a lot more upbeat, or people are being a lot more realistic in their expectations or their views of the game than perhaps we were getting in the post-match show. There was actually a lot of disappointed people in that, which baffled me. I mean, I can understand a little bit of frustration that we didn't hit top gear, but it didn't cost us. We got the result. Would you sacrifice the Champions League for 5 extra points in the league? I'm sure I seen this post earlier on, Alpha G, from you on the chat. I'm sure I did. No, probably not, because I don't know if 5 extra points in the league is going to be worth anything to us long term. So no, I wouldn't do it now without knowing the situation that we are in and how valid those 5 points could be. Blakely McCallum said, why are people moaning? That's the first goal we've conceded in a long time, and after Alisson made that mistake, you could see he's learned his lesson. Only the best can do that so quickly. So there you go. Again, more positivity from Blakely, which I love to see. I see Dirty Girl is in the house. How are you? Great to have you back with us. I'm just trying to scroll back up through the chat here. I've missed a few comments, so I'm trying to get back to it. God, I really am falling behind. Nope, still haven't got there. God almighty, I didn't think I'd fallen that far behind in the chat. Right, I'm going to pick a point and go from there. Paul Connell said, hello Craig, perfect title for tonight. Alisson was bought because he's the best sweeper keeper. Ederson fucked up at Anfield when Mo lobbed him. Paul, mate, what was the message to Connor for, by the way? That's completely baffled both me and him. Joseph Reardon says, what's up Red? Sorry Craig didn't get a notification. No worries buddy, great to have you back with us. Thank you for joining the stream again. Guys, before I forget, I keep forgetting to do this, and you guys know I don't like to talk about it in depth, so I'm just going to put it into the chat again, because a couple of people asked me on the stream today about donations or about being able to help out the channel. I'm not going to push it, I'm just going to drop it into the chat. If anybody wants to jump on the Patreon or PayPal, the details are in the chat there now. And if you're joining us, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, guys. And if you're watching for the first time, or if you haven't yet subscribed, if you could take a minute to do so, that would be amazing. We passed 3,750 subs on today's live stream, which was absolutely brilliant. So thank you all for that. And Dicko said, would be a good weekend if Burnley beat the scum, Arsenal lose again, and Watford beat Tottenham. That would be very tasty indeed. And even 2 out of 3 of those would do very nicely. It's scrappy wins like this that will win Liverpool the title. You're looking much more solid at the back this season, said Ian. Thank you very much for that compliment, sir. It is. It's brilliant looking at us at the back, and I'm fucking delighted that we're not relying on the forward to stick 3 or 4 in every game and winning games 4-2 or 3-1. We can grind these things out 1-0 if necessary, or 2-1. Rainbow Rising said, we've played better and lost. Winning and not playing well is vital if we want to win the league. Again, another good common sense post. That's perfect pronunciation, Craig. You can call me Nick if you want. That would make it so much easier. If I can do that, that would be brilliant, because I'd hate to keep mispronouncing your name. Yeah, so we'll go with Nick, if that's alright, buddy. Thank you for that one. What's up, Craig? Great game earlier, wasn't it, to get the 3 points? Absolutely, Tony. I love that, mate. I love that you see it was a great game because we got the points. So well in, buddy, and great to have you back with us. Lara said, see you guys. I shall pray to the football gods so one team tomorrow will lose. Lars, mate, thank you for joining us yet again, buddy, and have a lovely weekend. I didn't get a notification as well, just looked. I've no idea, guys, about the notifications. Leave it with me. Connor's away for the weekend, as you guys know, so I'll check from when he comes back. I'll get him to check at our end if it's anything from us. You guys, I'm sure you guys know how to have your notifications turned on. You don't need me telling you. There's just that little roundy wheel or something that you have to click on and turn the notifications on. But if it's anything at our end, I promise you I'll get Connor to have a look when the weekend's over. He's just over polishing up his plastic flag now, the Chelsea flag, after today's performance. No doubt his missus will be happy anyway. Brandon Kelly said, everybody like and subscribe. Thank you, sir. Blakely said, I saw this one comment today and the reply, Klopp should brush his teeth before mentioning Mourinho. Okay. Raptor currently has all our rival fans in his basement, stopping them from coming on, says Ant. I mean, there's so much that he does for us, mate. You don't understand all the hard work that he puts in. Raptors everywhere. Mbappe versus Robertson, Neymar versus Trent, Cavani versus VVD and Gomez. And there you go. And that's without having Mo Salah, Bobby Firmino and Sadio Mane up the other end for them to worry about. David said, I honestly believe if we actually get out of second gear and we click with the new players we've added, we're going to steamroll a lot of sides this year and get progressively better as the season goes on. Great block by Joe Gomez, said Matthew Thompson. It really was, mate, wasn't it? I mean, that was a goal-saving tackle, if ever I've seen one. And it wasn't the first he's done this season. Joe Gomez has just gone about his business really well so far. And he's looked absolute mustard. He's looked like $1 million back there. Obviously, he's much more than a fucking $1 million, but you get where I'm coming from. He's looked absolutely quality. Keep sharing and keep telling your friends about Anfield Agenda. You know it makes sense. And hit that like button, said Mickey. What's your thoughts on Declan Rice? Don't really have any, to be honest, Kieran. Should I? I don't know. Am I missing something here? I don't know if I'm being dense here, Kieran, or not, but I'm not exactly sure. Declan Rice not ringing a bell for me. Evening all, sitting pretty on the summit, enjoying the views. Nothing like being on top of this mountain, said Damo. It's a beautiful view, isn't it, Damo? I mean, you're going to have to get the binoculars out to have a look down, but it's a beautiful view. Can you see Arsenal? They're way down there, mate, just down the bottom. If you look really closely, you'll see them down there. Can you see Fabinho making the bench for at least Tottenham or wait for the Chelsea game? I think it's the Champions League, as I've been saying for the last couple of days. I think we may see him into the squad for the Champions League game against PSG, excuse me. But he could come in sooner. He could very well be there. Klopp could work with him during or actually, is he called up to the Brazilian squad? I didn't check that one. But yeah, I don't know, mate. It's obvious that Klopp doesn't think he's quite there yet. But at the same time, when he is there and Klopp feels he's up to speed, Klopp won't be afraid to use him. Jay said, I'm happy with us getting scrappy wins at the moment, slowly working our way through the gears while picking up maximum points. It's a long season, save energy and dish out spankings as the season progresses. Yes, dish out spankings as and when necessary, Jace, absolutely. Anthony Peters said, I thought Mo's decision making was off today. And Lara said, and the arrogant French PSG player will be choked when we press them like idiots. Jay said, thanks for the kind words, mate. I'm a lucky fella and my wife deserves a medal. They all do, Jace. All the women deserve medals for putting up with us. Let's be honest. They go above and beyond. Hendo is class though, said Stig Blom Anderson. I'm a big Hendo fan. I know he has his I won't even say haters, but he has his doubters out there, but I ain't one of them. I really like Jordan Henderson, and I'm not going to say he had his best game today, but he certainly was by no means the worst player on that field. VVD was fucking fouled as well, said the Raptor. He was. If there was VAR, that was a stonewall penalty, let's be honest. Dirty Girl said, sorry to say this, the midfield was not in control, and you don't need to apologise at all, because I think it's a very fair comment. Henderson's best role now is coming off the bench when we're winning. Once Fabinho's fit, Hendo's really gone to struggle, said S. Ayub. Imran Khan said, I have every confidence that Liverpool will beat Spurs, play Alisson, Trent, Virgil, Gomez, Robinson, Fabinho, Kate. I think you're going to be a little bit saddened when Fabinho doesn't play that game. Imran he may be on the bench, but I can't see him starting straight away. What's your say on Salah's performance this season, and do you think this has got to do with the Egyptian FA thing making Salah lose his concentration? He hasn't been at the same level he was at last year. How much of that is due to the World Cup? How much of it is due to the stuff going on with the Egyptian FA? And how much of it is just due to him not being maybe 100% match fit yet? I don't know. Nobody can deny that he doesn't look at the same heights he was, but I'm willing to give him time. I didn't expect him to come in this season and hit the same numbers he did last year. I'm sure he would have expected it of himself and known that he's capable of it. But for me, I wanted the goals to be spread around. I wanted us to concede less. And I still stand by that. So I'm willing to give Mo as much time as he needs, because we know what he's capable of. And he will come good. He will come good, as will Bobby Firmino. 4 wins and 1 goal against, which we gave away. City didn't look like they would score, or Leicester City, didn't look like they would score. Yeah, and even after we conceded that goal, they never looked like getting the equaliser. David said, part of the problem with under par performances is we played a lot of football last year, which our front three played most of, and then they had the World Cup, which is fair. Our midfield was kind of bypassed, really, said the Raptor. Oh, so Rice is something. He's a player that was Irish at one point and is now gone somewhere else or something, is it? This is how little I care about international football. Craig thought you needed a few Valium for today's watch along. You sounded and looked frustrated. Wasn't the usual Irish Moddy. No, I was grand. Not bothering me, mate. Anything that happens during watch alongs or games is finished with as soon as the computer's turned off. No grudges were ever held by me either, so if ever we have a little falling out with anybody on chat around, it's all good. As soon as the computer's closed, that's forgotten about and we move on. Let's take the moment and send our condolences to Ben Chilwell's manhood. That was some fucking smack in the bollocks he got, wasn't it? Ooh, I think we all felt that one. And there was nobody telling them to get up off the ground and stop rolling around. I think we all felt his pain there, so yeah, absolutely. You take as much time as you need, should have been the message there to Ben Chilwell. Joseph said, yeah, I will, Craig. I'm back on my feet. I'll 100% do it. Just getting the little shits back to school. Mike Ashley is ruining Newcastle Football Club. I kind of feel for the Newcastle fans. It's not Rafa. He must be trying his best to get the results. I really feel for the Newcastle fans, I have to say. They're a good bunch up there. And Rafa deserves better, and the fans deserve better. You know, I don't know what Mike Ashley's at, but they do deserve better. Miki said, there's 90 watching and only 33 likes, so if we can hit that like button, guys, you know, that'll help a lot. Okay, there we were. So I've caught up with the chat. Lovren will have a hard time getting back into the place Joe Gomez playing so well, said Matthew. It'll be really tough for him to get back in there. As you've rightly said, Joe Gomez will keep that place. Well, why wouldn't he? He's been absolutely excellent. I think Deja might be waiting a long time, or he might be waiting for a League Cup game or something before he gets a sniff. Henderson treats the ball like a live grenade. Can't wait to get rid of it. Whatever. I'm not even going to argue with that anymore. I'm just going to let it pass by. There's no point in trying to win over people who think that way about one of our players, because we're just wasting our time. So we'll just move on and save the arguments. Would love Gomez to mark Kane out of the game when we go there, pick up a scrappy 1-0 win, and rival fans would be livid again. I'd fucking love to go there and win with a shitty fucking Alderweireld own goal or something. It'd be absolutely beautiful, wouldn't it? Lovren is going to have to rip his position from Gomez's cold dead hands, said Crosby Red. Which is probably pretty true. Obviously not from a literal sense, but other than that, it's going to be really tough for him to get back into that position. Mickey said it's party time, folks. Let's talk about how we're going to make a 5 out of 5. Will said, hello all, I've been having a bad day, so late to all the streams. It's all good, mate. I hope your day gets a little bit better as it goes on. And no need to ever apologise to us, buddy. It's great to have you with us. Ian said, yes, Craig, a born Leicester fan, always liked Liverpool, especially in Europe. Chilwell is the future England left back, and Maddison has bags of potential. Both of them are really good, mate. And we looked at Ben Chilwell, I think maybe 18 months ago, when he hadn't quite broken through yet, but was on his way into the Leicester team. And he's progressed very nicely indeed. And Maddison seems a very tidy bit of business. Eric said, good tactics by the Foxes to bypass our midfield. Played excellent. We tighten up and cover these tactics. Put money on parlay for Everton to win, and Liverpool loses money because Everton are shy. Fucking don't even talk to me, Nick, about Everton, man. Everton not scoring a second goal today stopped me from winning €800. €800 fucking euro, because those useless shower of pricks across Stanley Park couldn't get a second goal. Oh, they always fuck me over somehow. Mike Ashley, yeah, we've read that one. Okay, Ayub, mate, you're out of here. There's talking bad about a player, and there's just being an absolute asshole. So, afraid you're gone, buddy. Talk about your club captain like that is despicable. Mickey Fryer said, I say again, this time last season, 7 points and 8 scored, 8 conceded. So we're 5 points better off. We've only conceded 1, and we've scored 9 so far this season. So you cannot complain. Genie's mobility is better suited for DM than Hendo. I disagree, but I suppose, look, it's a game of opinions, and I'm not going to try and win over everybody who doesn't think that much of Henderson, because at the end of the day, I've got my own opinion of him, and I'm happy with Jordan Henderson, so we'll leave it at that. Paul Murphy said, new here, loving it, Craig. Thank you, Paul, and very kind of you to join us, mate, and glad to hear you're enjoying the channel. Big Shaqiri was great today, held the ball up well when he came on. I thought he looked really bright when he came on. Really looked like he wanted to get things moving, looked like he wanted to get involved in the game. And if there's one thing I think we can say safely since we've seen Shaqiri, is that he ain't going to hide away, and he ain't going to look to not get involved. He always wants the fucking ball, which is the sign of somebody full of confidence. Zach said, hi Craig, not the prettiest of games, but 4 wins out of 4, up the Reds, you'll never walk alone. Again, another spot on comment. Wasn't the best, but 4 wins out of 4, you cannot argue with it. Where else have we got? Craig, I've watched every single one of your streams, said Habiba. That's awesome, mate. Thank you. That's really kind of you. I'm glad to see you're enjoying the streams, and I'm glad to see you're back with us. And I do remember you. I've spoke to you a couple of times on a couple of streams. Nick said, also Craig, this was the first time I turned into your watch along, and you're a fucking beast commentator. Everything you were saying was spot on. Definitely tuning in if I'm ever on the road and cannot watch. Thank you, Nick. That's really kind of you, mate. I've only started doing watch alongs. I think this was my 5th or 6th game, so I'm still getting used to them myself. Sometimes I've got to turn down my own opinions, or not shout people down as much, but I just find it really hard at times when I see people slagging off our own players. And not criticising them or not making critiques about their performances, but literally just coming in and saying get out of my club or stuff like that really winds me up. But it really kind of you to say that, mate, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Lee said, great insight earlier in the 70s and 80s. You assume we were just smashing teams left, right and centre. Interesting to hear there was terrible matches too. And that's it. I mean, hindsight, and when we look back on things and we reminisce, we tend to romanticise things, don't we? And say that everything was brilliant and, you know, we were forever winning and we never looked like we were going to lose. And there was horrible, shitty 1-0 wins as well back in the 70s and 80s. But the difference, I suppose, was back then was people knew a 1-0 up, we could see it out. And there was much more confidence within the team. So we're going to have to learn that this team can see it out as well. They're starting to prove it to us, and it's up to us to get their backs. Imran said, Joe Gomez, I always said he was a centre half. Remember, future star Curtis Jones. Rice doesn't know if he wants to play for Ireland, said Skipper Dog. Joseph said, Craig, you're some Irish fan. Joseph, mate, I've made no secret of it. I couldn't give a fuck about the Irish national team, mate. Couldn't care less what they're doing. If they get to a World Cup, I'll watch them and be as patriotic as anybody else, but I'm not a fan of Irish football. I'm not a big person. I don't really appreciate the FAI at all as a fucking company. I'll tell you how little I give a fuck. I could have had tickets to every single Ireland game. I could have had media passes to the games and I turned them down because I'd rather somebody use them that was gone. Somebody get them and use them, and I wouldn't just take them for the sake of it. I don't like international football, mate. It's not my thing. We should call the dislike button the Lazar button. Does that mean if he goes, it can go as well and we can remove the dislike button altogether? Joseph Reardon says, fuck him, Skip. Don't want him. Fucking played 3 matches and now he wants to bounce. We needed Raggy today, said Stephen Richards. Raggy. I'm sure he came down and gave wisdom to the guys from above, and that's how they got through the game. Gomez worth 100 million, said Imran. Possibly a little bit premature, but he's certainly on the road to being that value. Needed a lie down after that game, said Stephen Richards. I don't know. Sometimes if we actually watch this game back, knowing the result and knowing that we've nothing to worry about, we'll probably see it a lot more calm. Well, obviously we will be seeing it a lot more calmly, but we'll probably see that we were never really in danger. I mean, the only time they had clear chances was when we fucked it up. Other than that, Alisson made a good save in the first half from Demarai Gray, but they were hardly baiting the door down looking for the equaliser. Robbo's run for the first goal just shows what a gem of a signing he is. Determination par excellence. It was fucking brilliant. As you've said, it was really, really good. We got a little bit lucky at times. The ball kind of bobbled onto Sadio, but Sadio took no time and just banged it straight in. Beautiful touch from Sadio on his left foot. Smashed it into the goal. And a great goal all around and a great start to the game for the Reds today. Is Markovic still able to play for the under-23s until we sell him in January because I can't see him getting a sniff in the first team? Asks Bill. Somebody said, was it Damo? I think maybe somebody said earlier on that the Portuguese window is apparently open until the 22nd of September or something like that. If that's the case, then you know there might still be an opportunity to move Markovic on. Salah is only doing what Mane did last season. They exchange roles and there's no need to worry. Autism awareness from Ant Dicko. Again, much love, Ant. Much love to that one. Salah will score against Spurs, says Imran. I hope you're right. I really do. I hope he scores more than one as well. I hope we go there and smash them. I mean, really fucking smash them. Nothing will give me greater pleasure to shut everybody up than go there and smash Spurs. It's not going to be easy. And I'm not saying we're going to do it, but it will be so fucking satisfying. How did Harry Maguire play? Is he good enough for a top 4 team? Yes, look, he's clearly good enough for a top 4 team. His head is as big as you think. It is massive. It's a fucking beast of a head. But he's a very good defender, to be fair. I think there's probably certain styles of teams that would suit him. He probably would have been very suited to Manchester United and what Jose Mourinho was looking to do. For a team like Liverpool or Spurs, probably a bit less suited, but either way, yes, he's definitely good enough to play for a top 4 team in my opinion. I've just watched Sporting and they're singing "Allez, allez, allez." It's been sung around Spain and Portugal for years and years and years, Jack. I mean, we've pinched it from them. It's not an original song. It's that song's been sung for many, many, many years. In at least in Portugal and Spain that I know of. Oh, €800, Craig, hard luck, but we're top of the Premier League, so it eases the pain. It's betting me. I don't bet what I can't afford to lose, so I'm never fussed if I lose a bet. Maguire played well. Most of Leicester did. They're a good team and could break into the top 6, says Mickey. Don't know about anybody else, but I still prefer Shaqiri more central than on the right, asks David. I don't know, I can understand them from both positions. Coming in from the right onto his left foot, it gives defenders 2 choices to make. Will he try and go around the outside on them and try and whip it across with his right foot, or will he cut inside and try to get a shot away? And if you can't get that shot away, then maybe there's a ball onto the back post. So I get where you're coming from. He's capable from either position, but it's not something that I'd be overly concerned about. Just having him here is a great option to have Klopp from the bench or even to start the games. My mate had a bet on 2-0 and he couldn't give a damn as long as the Reds won. Absolutely. I'd be the same. Mickey said, Raptor, are you up for big screen at Anfield for the Spurs game? Are they screening it? Are they doing that for all our away games now, or am I missing something here? Can't wait to see Keita, Fabinho and Oxlade-Chamberlain in the midfield, said Eric. Jace says, it's annoying that people seem to revel in Hendo having a bad game. Will never understand it. Many always go to extremes about him, either shite or outstanding, when the truth is in the middle. Absolutely, exactly. He's a good, solid pro. He's never going to fucking tear down any trees, and for me, he never really stinks the place up or causes us to have a fucking massive downfall. I'm with Jace. He's a good, solid pro, and he's just one of them players, unfortunately, that people seem to have made their minds up on early on and gone one way or the other. I'd love to see a 24-year-old Glenn Hoddle in the Premier League, said Gareth. I don't want Glenn Hoddle to rewind back to 24 because then we'd have to fucking listen to him again, and I cannot stand listening to him. Lascelles played well against City, but if Gomez breaks through, I don't think we'll put a bid in. He made a massive error that caused City's first goal. He gave the ball away that allowed Sterling to score. I'd take Wales beating England at anything over Everton. Thomas Boland has joined the stream. No worries, Thomas, mate. Thanks for joining us, buddy. And I don't think you're alone with the notifications. Apparently nobody has got notifications tonight. And that's something that I guess I'm going to have to get Connor to look into. He's away for the weekend, but when he gets back I'll have him check it out. Rank the 5 most important players in the squad. Mo, Firmino, Mane, Keita, Van Dijk. There, that will be my 5. Although just outside will be Alisson. I mean, right on the verge of breaking in. I take Hoddle over De Bruyne and maybe even Stevie too, says Gareth. Okay, fair enough. I don't really remember Hoddle as a player, to be fair, so I can't really comment. people need to understand that what the word supporters mean. They need to stop whining about certain players and get behind the team. Lee said, Anfield Agenda is a good place to be. Thanks for coming on here nightly, mate, and everybody. My pleasure, buddy, and thank you for joining us, and thank everybody else for coming on. Don't forget, guys, just take 1 second there, scroll down and hit that like button, give us that thumbs up, help us get suggested out there to other Reds, and you know my spiel at this point. Fabinho should be starting ahead of Henderson, said Mass A. I'm not... Do you know what? For this stream, I'm just not even going to comment on any more Henderson posts. Just because I feel like I've read out enough ones dissing him so far. So I think it's only fair that I say nothing on Henderson from here on out. On this stream, I mean, future streams, we'll definitely talk about it again. David said, I just got my notification, mate. Maybe it's an issue with each individual. I honestly don't know, David. I am a technical cabbage when it comes to stuff like this. As I keep saying, Connor is the man with the know-how, but he's not here at the minute, so I'm not sure if it's at our end or if it's something with YouTube. Mane, Salah, Milner, VVD and Alisson for Mossy Wossy is his 5 most important players. The message Connor got was, I'm having trouble with emails. It was a graphic of Alisson's passes over 20 yards, 15 out of 15. That's not... He sent me a screenshot of the message, mate, and the message said something along the lines... Let me just read it out. It said, Connor, I can't email Craig at AA. I know you're busy. Can you email it on for Craig, as I think tonight's chat, I want to stick up for him. Thanks. So I think Connor thought that I was after doing something that was after causing a load of fucking grief on the channel. When you said I want to stick up for him, I think he thought that I'd done something that had caused people to turn on the channel or something. So I think he got a bit worried. Craig, you must be knackered, mate. Take it easy. I am quite tired, to be fair, and I will end the stream a little bit earlier tonight and get some rest because, again, it's been a long day. But it's been a pleasure because the Reds have got another win. Oh, Paul, no need to apologise to Connor, mate. He's absolutely sound. Don't worry about that. Tell Connor we can no longer pause live streams. I can on other live streams. Yeah, I don't think you're the first person, Lee, that has said that to us. Is this an issue that anybody else has happened that maybe I can definitely say to Connor it's happened to more than one person? Has anybody else previously been able to pause our live stream and can't do it anymore? And is it something that you can definitely still do on other streams? Because I suppose I can only help, or I can only give Connor the information if I get the feedback from you wonderful people. So perhaps let me know if it's just Lee or if other people are having the same issues. When am I next at Anfield, Hunt? Mate, I honestly don't know. I'm on holidays in a few weeks. So after my holidays, see how much money we've left when we come back and go from there. It's about getting tickets, Hunts, mate. As soon as I can get tickets, I'll be over. But getting tickets is tough. It's really getting tougher and tougher. Liverpool were acting the bollocks today. Okay, that's a very weird thing to say. I just thought we weren't at our best today, but still got the win, still got the 3 points, still 12 out of 12, so I'm happy. The Revenant said, yeah, it's happened to me too, Craig. Grant, thank you for that one, mate. I can pause, no problem, said Skipper Dog. And Joseph said that he can pause, he just checked it. So then it's clearly not something at our end if the other two guys are able to do it. So yeah, I don't know, Lee, mate, if a couple of other people can do it, then maybe it's to do with the system you're running it on. I don't know, maybe there's been an update on some computers or maybe on Windows that hasn't been on Mac. I honestly don't know, but if people are able to do it, then it's obviously not something that we've changed at our end, because that would stop everybody from being able to do it. Craig, you're the Chilwell's bollocks. Does that mean I'm broken, Paul? Because no doubt he's gone home tonight with an ice pack, and he's checking every 10 minutes. I guarantee you, he's looking every 10 minutes at them going, are they still there? Are they still there? Are they alright? Is everything going to be better? You had to have felt from though, because you just knew he wasn't putting it on. That was some mighty kick in the bollocks he got today. Blue Tea Gaming said, nice stream, I'm off, so enjoy your night and tell the people on the chat to forget about whatever happened today and reply to opposition negativity. It's about Liverpool, it's not worth it, just keep going forward. Absolutely, Blue Tea Gaming, it's all love, it's all positivity, and fuck all the haters. I think I've summed up what you were trying to say. Chilwell's missus is on the prowl tonight, said Thomas. I'd say she's playing nurse. Definitely. I'd say the frozen peas and all are out at home. Right guys, let's shake things up, and as I said, it's been a long day, so let's move into a topic you want to have a chat about to finish up on tonight's stream. So let's call it the last 20 minutes or so. Is there anything you guys want to finish up with tonight? I think between the post-game show and the chat we've had tonight, we've pretty much covered the game to death. Maybe let's try and end on a bit of a high and have a bit of fun about a topic you guys want to have a laugh about. What was my opinion on Salah? Like everybody else, own mate, he just wasn't at the races today. Outside of Joe Gomez, I don't think anybody was that great today from our side, but we got the result and that's all that matters. I don't care if we grind out shitty 2-1 wins or 1-0 wins, as long as we keep putting the points on the board. The performances will come eventually. And whilst we're not playing well, it's important that we're picking up the points. Famous football celebrations and fuck-ups, says Paul. Let's go with the celebrations, because fuck-ups is just going to bring back some memories we don't want. Name a player who was worse than Joey Barton. God, we could be here a while. Famous celebrations is a good one though. I mean, Roger Miller's the first one that springs to my mind. Roger Miller, Cameroon, World Cup, corner flag dance. You gotta love that. First computer or computer game. Commodore 64 and Platoon was my first computer and computer game. Tape deck. Used to be really fucking annoying because you'd have the tape 90% loaded up and then it would freeze or something and wouldn't work. I don't really have any thoughts on Elon Musk, Alpha G, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't know too much about what he's trying to do, or I know he's making a shit ton of money from his cars, but other than that I don't know much about Elon Musk. How about that one player you want at Liverpool? Again, that's not really a fun topic. It's Liverpool related, so we'll try and push away from Liverpool for the last 20 minutes. The answer is Christian Pulisic though. I mean, it's fairly easy. Everybody knows my answer to that one anyway. Very same. Was that for the computer, Skipper Dog? i.e. the Commodore 64? Robbie Fowler snorting the line, said Lee. That was a belter of a celebration. That really was an absolute classic. I reckon we should all laugh at Man United for a second, because nothing gives me greater pleasure than seeing that club in misery, said David Dallow. I'm not too far behind you with the enjoyment, mate. It's fucking great and good. Fuck 'em. You know that's my little phrase, but that's how I feel about them. Stephen Byrne said Commodore 64, Last Ninja, Boss, or Sensible Soccer. Faustino Asprilla, I think Raptor used to do the somersault, if that's the guy you're thinking of. The guy who pissed on a corner flag like a dog African. I don't remember having seen that one, mate, but I'd love to have seen it. Lee's first computer was an Amiga with floppy disks. Joe, we've done movies, mate. We just did that the other night, so we'll get back around to it soon, though. Because there's so many. I mean, you could have that conversation over and over again. What's your hobbies? Well, you're looking at it. To be honest, mate, this is pretty much my hobby. Everything in and around Liverpool Football Club. Other than that, I don't have much spare time. It's all looking after the family. Road rash. Did you see Bobby going to rip off his shirt today when he celebrated his goal? Then he remembered the yellow card. He's another, but he's another. He is. He's a fucking superstar. I love Bobby. He's not having a great time of it, but he is. He's another, as you rightly said. Robbie Keane would have played longer if he had an easier celebration, said Stephen Byrne. Blakely said, I'm watching Nightmare on Elm Street while watching this, the 2010 one. Who remembers Streets of Rage on the Sega Mega Drive? Asks David. What's the worst record a DJ could play at a wedding? Anything by ABBA for me, mate, because I fucking hate them. Favourite first car? Well, that's kind of two questions. What was our first car? Or what would be our favourite car? I mean, that's two different questions. My first car was a Rover 213. Nigerian player pissed on corner flag at USA World Cup. Lua used to do an awesome somersault, said Jace. We only did best holiday destinations last night, Joe. I'm sorry, I seem to be shouting them all down for you, buddy, but that was actually last night's topic. Lee said, not a celebration, but remember Alves eating a banana when someone threw it at him. Pure class. Yeah, brilliant. Best way to shut that prick up as well. That racist bastard that threw the banana at him. So well done, Danny Alves, on that one. Which Liverpool player would make a good wife? Jesus Christ, I don't even know if I want to think that one through. How confident are you in Alisson will now boot the ball out instead of getting up to his fancy tricks? I think we're going to see a mixture of both, Mass, if I'm being honest. I think he'll still do some stuff with the ball, but he'll probably wait a while before he starts getting that cocky again. Luis Suarez doing the El Pistolero before the Premier League banned him from doing it due to the rise in gun crime in England. The Suarez dive in front of David Moyes, the skipper dog's favourite one, that was a belter as well. You could see the fucking fume in Moyes' face. Hey Ashley mate, great to have you with us. Guys, don't forget there's still time. If you are on the stream, do take a second there please and hit that like button. I don't know where we're at with the numbers, but I know there was enough watching that if everyone took a second to hit the like button, we'd hit the 100. So if you are watching and you haven't yet done it, please take 1 second, because that's all it takes. Just hover your cursor, your icon down, hit that button and give us that thumbs up. And if you're watching and you haven't yet subbed, why not do it now as well? Rank your top 5 superheroes. Oh, not for me, mate. I am the least imaginative person in the world. Don't read comic books. Don't watch sci-fi. Don't do anything like that. Excuse me. So I'm the wrong person to ask there, I'm afraid. Maybe other people in the chat can help you out, but yeah, not for me. I'm the wrong person to ask. Jay said the Suarez dive in front of Moyes just can't be beaten. Warnock first sacked. Joe said I just subscribed. Thank you, Joe. I was sure you were subscribed before though, mate. I'm sure you were, but anyway, thank you. Batman. Paul said he's got an obsession with Lazar. 12 steps for him. Favourite books. I've only really got one that I would class as my favourite book, mate. The Art of War by Sun Tzu is most certainly my favourite book. I think I've read that thing about 50 times. Well, that's probably an exaggeration, but I've certainly read it in excess of 20 times. What manager for you, Craig? First to go? Oof. Jesus, I don't know. I think you've had a good shout with Warnock, but I so want to say Jose. I really do just want to say Jose. Not because I'm being a smarmy prick. I just think it doesn't look like things are going to get any better from with his in regards to his attitude. Stevie G kissing the camera at United is one of Paul's favourites. Mourinho to be sacked by Christmas, said Joe. The Revenite reckons Pellegrini's first to go. The thing about that one is though, they'd be absolutely mad to sack Pellegrini when they're after investing so much money in the players and bringing them in. They have to give him this season. I said this at the very start of the season. No matter what happens here for West Ham, they've just got to concentrate on survival this year and getting that team bedded in, and then go for it from next year and see what they can do. But for this year, it should be all about survival for West Ham and just making sure that they stay safe. What is Sun Tzu Art of War all about? It's ancient Chinese war strategies, mate. But that sounds a bit worse than it is. It's like a book on psychological warfare basically, and how to get inside your opponent's head. But it's written back in ancient Chinese times, and it is a war strategy. It's a book of war strategies, but a lot of the stuff is applicable to everyday life now. How to fuck with people's heads is probably the best way to describe it, or how to get inside somebody's head. But it's excellent. I'd recommend it to everybody. Absolute quality book. Craig, what time you finish the stream? I need to knock one out, then I'll come back before bed. Subbed, by the way, today. Gonna finish the stream in about 10 minutes, mate, so you just head off, knock one out, and we'll catch up with you soon. Yana, how are you? Great to have you with us. Hope you enjoyed today's game. Would you sacrifice your life for world peace, e.g. no more war crimes? No. Absolutely not, mate. I'm a selfish son of a bitch. I want to live my life. I would sacrifice it for my wife and kids, but other than that, nah. Not a hope. I'm going to live my life. Mighty Lad said, nice background, Craig. Been on almost every stream since July. Keep it up. Thank you, mate. That's really kind of you. I'm not sure how I feel about the screen just yet behind me. I love the idea of it, but I think we need a more Anfield Agenda-y type of image, and it's something we're going to work on, but this is a placeholder for the time being. How are you, Craig? Said Nathan. I am good, buddy. I'm absolutely cream crackered, but I'm good. And I'm revelling in the fact that the Reds have 12 points out of 12 so far. Jay said the book he's reading now was brilliant. He mentioned it before. It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Actually, yeah, I do want to read that, Jace. I'm going to have a look at that, actually. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I must remember the name of that. That definitely sounds like it's up my street, Jace. Actually, do you know what book is worth a good read as well? And it's a book you guys have probably heard a lot about as well, because of Dr. Steve Peters' time with Liverpool. But The Chin Paradox is a really, really good book. If you're an angry fucker like me as well, it's good to read why I perhaps get angry and how I can perhaps control it a bit. So Dr. Steve Peters is, of course, a world-renowned sports psychologist that worked with Liverpool, the Sky cycling team, the England World Cup team, I think, the England Rugby World Cup team, Ronnie O'Sullivan, and many, many other sporting superstars. The Chin Paradox is about how to control your inner chimp, basically, and how not to let big occasions get the better of you, and so many things like that. It's a very good read. It's a really good read, and a book I highly recommend anybody having a read of. best fan UFC or best LFC fan YouTube channel. Thank you, mate. That's really kind of you, because there's a lot of great channels out there putting out a lot of great content. So that means a lot to me that you said that. So thank you. I think the Champ wrote that book. Enjoyed the stream tonight, Craig. Fantastic as usual. More need to like and share this fantastic content. Keep it up. Again, that's really kind of you, Aunt May. And I can't believe we passed by 3,750 subscribers today. I mean, we're ticking along rather nicely. And I'm so blown away with the support we're getting. So thank you to everyone that keeps coming on and liking the channel and sharing it. But don't forget to hit that like button, because I don't know, I'm a competitive bastard, and I like to try and hit that 100 on every stream if we can. Worst fights you've ever got into? Oh, fucking mate, I've got into some stupid fights over the years, honestly. Some really, really stupid, physical or non-physical. I've got into some fucking ridiculous fights over the years. I'm just somebody that won't ever admit I'm wrong, Alpha G. That's my problem. I will just defend my fucking side to the last. Nathan said, yeah, quality channel. Thank you, Nathan. Again, that's really, really kind of you guys. I honestly, I know I said this earlier on, but I can't believe that our little channel's at 3,750 subs already. It seemed like we were having a conversation at 1,500 not that long ago, and I think it was about 5 or 6 weeks ago, but to get to this number already, I mean, we set ourselves a target when the channel started of trying to hit 5,000 by the end of the season. And if we continue going the way we are, we'll definitely get that. I mean, if we continue going the way we are, we could get that by Christmas. So I'm absolutely blown away. So thank you guys so much for all your kind words and all your support. And I do mean that. I honestly do. I mean that so much. That you guys giving us your time every night is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, no, I don't know, mate. If that's aimed at me, I'm gonna let it go with the blah 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 blah. But I don't know. If it's aimed at me, he'll be gone very soon. Craig, show some Premier League games. You'd make stacks of Wonga. The channel will be closed down within an hour, mate. Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, nothing would give me greater pleasure than being able to share live streams of the games with everybody around the world, but we'd be fucking closed down in an hour. And I think you put this comment up the other night about the Carabao Cup games. I would be amazed. I would be absolutely amazed if they're not copyrighted on YouTube. They have to be. Surely to God they are, or every TV channel will be showing them. I know you're saying on YouTube, but I'd still be showing them. Craig, hope you don't mind me asking. I think I'm starting my own channel. Any advice? God, it's a tough one, mate. Be yourself is all I try and do. And make sure you're consistent with your content. Make sure you can be consistent in what you give to people or what you promise people. I think that's a very important part of starting a channel, is that you don't promise the world and not deliver. Just try and be honest with your subscribers and be yourself and do your best. That's pretty much it, mate. The technical side of things, I'm not the best person to ask about, because that's all Connor. If it comes down to audio content and stuff like that, then yeah, I'm your man. And if you need any help, buddy, just get in touch. But other than that, just be yourself and just go with the flow. Don't take life too seriously. Don't take the channel too seriously, and just have fun with it. There are two Geordies that show all the Scottish Premier League games and get stacks of Wonga. Good for them. I'm not in this for money, mate. If I wanted to make money out of Liverpool content, I'd have given up and joined one of the bigger boys when I had offers a while back, and I'd be getting paid for putting out content. Money's never been my concern doing this. Yeah, so if I wanted to make money, there's a lot easier ways for me to do it with Liverpool content. I didn't even have to do this. I could have just went and worked for somebody else when the offers were there. This for me has been about making a community of Liverpool fans. I'm trying to bring people together, We're doing this out of our own pockets. We have some people that have helped us out along the way, but at the moment as things stand, me and Connor are funding this along ourselves, so it's not about money, it's about bringing fans together, and I'll happily spend the next 2 years funding it, me and Connor, if it brings people together. What else have we got? I missed the chimney. It was only here earlier on, Thomas. I had it earlier on for the watch along. We were using the chimney. Different streams, I'll be doing different things depending on the time of day and where I am as well. Depending on where the family need to be at the time of day. Right, guys. I think we'll be leave it there for the night. Seems like a good place to call it a night. We will of course be back tomorrow with another live stream at 9:45, another late night agenda. I hope you enjoyed the Reds game today. I know it wasn't the best performance in the world, but the most important thing is that we got the job done. It's 4 wins out of 4. The Reds are top of the pile. We couldn't really ask for much more than that at this point of the season. As always, to all you legends who have joined me on here, thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet hit that button, there's still time to hit it. Thank you to all our new subscribers. Thank you to all our old subscribers, of course. And we will catch you guys tomorrow. Up the motherfucking Reds.